I'm gluing up my pens, and I wanted to show you guys how I do the modified mechanical pencil. And this is really pretty simple, and I actually cut this tube in another video I did, one of my around the shop videos. But essentially, a mechanical pencil comes with two tubes and this little centerpiece that the tubes are pressed into once you turn your blanks. What I did is I measured, and the tubes are each 2 inches long, and this little piece here is 1/4 inch, so I cut a single tube to 2 1/4 inches. The process is really quite simple. I'm going to take just a little bit of medium CA, and I'm going to get it all over the tube, get the tube good and glued up, and we're just going to press it into the end of the blank, move it in and out a couple times to help spread the glue, tap it in so it's just below the surface, and it's well below the surface on this end, and we'll let that dry. I'll come back in a little bit and we'll show you the turning process. I have my mechanical pencil blank with the modified tube glued in it, mounted on the mandrel. I'm ready to go ahead and turn this pen, or this mechanical pencil. So let's see how she turns. That was really a quick turn. This Spectraply it turns like hot butter. It's amazing. I went ahead and took it down to the bushings at both ends, and I kind of left it a little thicker in the middle just to give it kind of a little meat. I'm not sure which end I'll make. I think this end down here, well, I don't know, because I was looking at these lines converging here. It looked kind of cool, but it's doing the same thing on that side. Once I get it sanded up and finished and off the lathe, I'll take a closer look and decide what end I want to be the cap end and what end I want to be the nib end. Let's go ahead and do a little sanding. I'm not going to make you watch the sanding process. I mean, this is just pretty much straightforward. I'm just going to run through my 4 grits, clean it up, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like once it's sanded. I've got my blank sanded down to 400. I went ahead and put my nonstick bushings on, and I've cleaned it with denatured alcohol. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is put my CA. I'll go ahead and show you the first coat of CA, and then I'll turn the camera off because basically it's just a repetitive thing. I do the exact same thing for 5 coats of thin, and then I pop 2 coats of medium on there. I'll come back and show it to you when I've got all 7 coats on it and right before we start the micro mesh process. That is awesome. I love the way the CA just makes the wood pop. Really shines it up nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get a few more coats on here, and I'll come back in a minute and we'll start polishing. I've applied all 7 coats of CA. The blank looks really nice. It feels great. There are no ripples or any rough spots, but we're ready to micro mesh. I'm going to go ahead and dip it in the water. Got the lathe on low speed, and we're not going to get too aggressive because the blank looks really nice. I just want to really just kind of polish off any rough spots and get it looking nice. Just running through the colors. There are 6 different grits and they are color coded. Makes it easy to know which grit is next. Okay, it looks really nice, really nice. Smooth as glass. I don't see any scratches in it. I don't see any divots. I think it's ready for polish. Since I've put CA on here, I always think of CA as putting a plastic coating on the pen. And when I think of plastic, I think of acrylics. So I just like to use my acrylic polish, a little Hut Ultra Gloss. There are a lot of other alternative polishes people use. I know Plastics is one. I've seen people use Brasso. So pretty much any polish that will polish plastic safely should work fine. Just going to rub the plastic or the polish in. It has a little bit of an abrasive in it. Not too much, but we're going to rub it in a little bit. Let it do its job. Then we're going to come back and we're going to remove it. On these longer blanks, I like to kind of roll the towel a little bit because otherwise your towel gets really dirty, and I just don't think it does as good of a job removing the wax or the polish. Look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get this into a kit. Let me move the camera over to where I'm going to assemble this at, and we'll decide which end is going to be the nib, and we'll show you how to assemble a modified mechanical pencil. I'm ready to assemble a modified mechanical pencil. Now, with a traditional mechanical pencil, you press the top and the bottom blank together using this center band, and that's what makes one solid tube for the mechanical pencil insert to work. We don't need that for this kit, so we're going to lay it aside. First thing we need to do is press this piece in. Now, this piece, it's really simple to tell which end gets pressed into the pen because one end will slide right in and the other end is going to need a little pressure. I'll also let you know I decided to use this as the nib into my pen because I kind of liked how that blue ended right before the yellow, and on the back side it was kind of cut off, so I'm going to make that the click end of the pen. So let's go ahead and get this piece pressed into our kit. We just press it right back to the ring. Next up, we need to press our cap with a hole in it and our clip into the back end of the pen. I'm just going to give it a little tap, and then I'm going to take a look at it and decide where I want it to press in. I'm thinking right here like this. And we're going to hold it very steady. Whoops, let me line this up a little better. That's tough to do when you're working around a camera. There we go. All right, I really like how that looks. Now, we take the mechanical pencil insert, we slide it into the back. It comes out the front, and then the nib is threaded. So we just simply thread our nib on, nice and tight. We have a little metal cap here that protects our eraser. We can put that on, and our ink pen is working. I'm sorry, our mechanical pencil is now working. I think that turned out really nice. I'd like to thank you for joining me in the shop today, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making this modified mechanical pencil. I really love this design, and I love it because it lets me show the maximum amount of my blank. I don't have to break it up with a chrome ring in the center. I also feel like with a solid brass tube that this mechanical pencil will be stronger than the original kit. Because if you were to put this in a pocket and maybe a back pocket or a side pocket and set down, you could bend the pen. And I have seen them bend before. This one, it's going to be a little tougher. I guess it's still possible, but it's going to be a little tougher with that solid tube. I absolutely love these. I'd like to thank you for joining me in the shop today. I want you to know that you are always welcome in my shop. Come back and see me again real soon, and have a great evening.